Wow, we're almost halfway through the course. You should by now be feeling a bit different, and hopefully you're noticing how much control you do have over what happens in your life. Some of the concepts appear a bit strange, and it's difficult to believe that our thoughts have so much effect on our life. It's not until you notice when your thoughts do actually have a bearing on the outcome of a situation that you start paying close attention to what your dominant thought really is. I do hope you're not rushing through this course, because it's not a race, and it's important that you feel comfortable with each step before you move on. This step can actually prove to be the hardest or the easiest thing you do. It is all about how at peace you can become with yourself, so that you can start appreciating and recognising some quite obscure things that you can be thankful for. Although every part of these teachings is important, I believe that gratitude is the actual power cord to the universe. This is where you get an enormous amount of energy simply by being grateful for everything that happens in your life. It actually connects you to the source of power. Everything in the universe is vibrating at different levels. It makes sense then to make sure that you're vibrating at the same frequency as that to which you want to attract into your life. Being grateful and appreciative will always keep you sending out signals at the top of your vibratory scale. In that way, always attracting the perfect match for your signal. In effect, the vibration you put out will create how you feel, and therefore you will attract the people to you and the situations that are in line with your vibrations. Do you remember how we discussed feeling what it would be like to already own and enjoy all that is contained in your vision? You must have faith and be thankful for what you know is on the way to you. Those feelings must also contain feelings of gratitude, because being grateful for something prevents you from subconsciously resisting that thought. It seems that when we feel a bit low, we can think of plenty of things that we can be grateful for, and they include the well-worn cliches like, "At least I've got a job," or "I'm lucky I've got a roof over my head," or "I've got a beautiful family," or "I've worked hard and I've got this beautiful car that I love." But I'm sure you can think of hundreds more that you use to give you a boost when you feel low. If you think about it, you have to remind yourself of these things when you allow them to slip. So you're not really in a permanent state of gratitude, and that is how you can inadvertently allow a signal to be transmitted that is in contravention to your thought. What we need is a much deeper feeling that will not only keep us in a permanent state of thanks, but will also keep us focused on the more common gratitudes and keep us grounded as to how blessed we really are. We tend to judge our circumstances against what others may or may not have. For example, we seem to compare ourselves with someone who has less than us, and therefore we should be grateful for what we've got. If you're honest, there is always someone who you think about or mention that you compare yourself with when you use these temporary gratitude statements. It is because the distribution of wealth, possessions and abilities always seems unfair that we have to build our gratitude on something that we all share equally, and that then negates the need for comparison or competition. The only thing that you have to worry about now is how grateful you are for these gifts. Well, what are these gifts we all share? They're so obvious that we tend to ignore them, and at best rarely give thanks for them. It will amaze you that once you start feeling grateful for the good and bad events in your life, it will change dramatically. Now this is going to seem a bit lame, and I can hear the groans now. Be truthful when you hear this next bit. Let your mind totally relax and absorb all that we need to be conscious of and thankful for all the time. How often do you really appreciate and enjoy a beautiful sunset or sunrise? What consideration do you give to the natural phenomena that we experience? Don't you find it a bit strange that we just accept these things and rarely, if ever, give thanks for them? It is when you can anchor your gratitude to these things that you will then be in a permanent state of thankfulness, because they are constants and you never have to consider if you're getting your share. Many teachers I've listened to over the years always try and weave adversity into the gratitude stable, and I must say that I now understand why. It's not for the usual reasons of being able to learn from things that go wrong. I know now that it is perceived problems and adversity that always derail us if we don't know how to control them. Being grateful for bad things that happen may in fact be a new concept for you, but it is the ability to be grateful for everything that happens that will lessen the occurrence of these events that you previously regarded as bad. Why? Because the more you concentrate on gratitude for everything, the less chance you have of sending out the wrong signals, and the fewer negative signals you send out, the less chance you have of attracting a similar situation back to you. Remember, like attracts like. I've still not got this to the level where I never attract negative situations or events, although they're dramatically less than ever in my past, but now I just find a way to accept these situations and deal with them. Don't drive yourself mad and persecute yourself because you can't feel grateful for things that go wrong. It's taken me a long time to get to a stage where I can actually analyse, file and accept these situations that appear failures, but I learn from every one of them. One thing that helps is to look back at these events that at the time looked bad and see what happened as a result of it. Did it put you on a different road? Did something happen later as a result of it? Did it prevent you doing something that could have taken you off on a different track? Whatever you can find will give you the ability to let go of things faster when you experience apparent failure in the future. Letting go of things that seem like failure has the same result as forgiving someone. It allows you to carry on without accumulating baggage, and that's so important in life. Every time that you let something go with a good feeling, you are just adding to the good things that will happen, because you will not only move forward more quickly, but you will also attract things that can compensate for them. As was said earlier, if you deal with everything in a state of gratitude, you cannot send any message out that can possibly attract a negative result. I know this is getting very deep and on the surface may seem like an impossible task, but like most things, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The rule of thumb is get a grateful awareness of the really major things in life and you will find that your gratitude flows through all things, including apparent failures and disappointments. If you cannot find any lessons or benefits from your disappointments, the one thing you can always be happy about is that it's happened and it's now in the past. If the situation has ongoing effects, then you can now look at it with new eyes. If, however, as a result of a failure there are lessons to be learnt or things to put right, be grateful for them, attend to them immediately and move on, leaving any baggage where it is. With these new eyes and depth of gratitude, you will find that you will start noticing new things to feel grateful for. The natural flow, if you allow it, is harmony. Therefore, everything must fit in the most harmonious way possible. Use harmony as your measure and try as much as possible to make decisions that maintain that balance. If you think of gratitude as keeping the wheels oiled and it being the power cord to all good things, you will find that life will continue to unfold in the most amazing way. And the better you get at it, the better your life will become. Now, we're really well into the course now, and as I said to you, gratitude is one of my favourite sections of all these teachings. And when I found myself being able to find the good in the bad situation, things really turn around. So spend a bit of time, concentrate on that, do your lessons again below, and we'll see you at the next step. Thank you.